What is good, y'all? What is good, y'all? Happy New Year to everybody tapping in. I appreciate everybody tapping in. I know there's been a lot of new shit going for the new year. And, I wanted to bring y'all the best content that I could bring you guys. You know what I mean? I've wanted to bring you the best content every single year since I've been doing this in 2009, to be real. So, when this whole situation popped off with J Hood, when this whole situation popped off, or should I say reignited with Styles P on the Math Hoffa My Expert Opinion show, the first person I would have wanted to talk about with this is J Hood. Being that I had a relationship with J Hood going back to 2011, 2010, back to that point when he had just linked up with E1 Records, when he was pushing On the Grind, when all of his videos were actually moving, and he embraced me, and we did a bunch of interviews together. Met him on several different occasions, whether it was at a breakfast spot, whether it was in the bodega, or whether it was in his own hood. So rather than come on here and speak about everything that's going on, all the spectacle of it, I reached out to J Hood. I tried to do the right thing as a blogger, reach out to the source before I actually start addressing it myself. And I got to give shouts out to Math Hoffa for actually addressing that. Math Hoffa addressed Math Hoffa addressed the fact that bloggers catch a lot of the flack from what our guests say. It's been the elephant in the room for many years when it comes to interviewers. I'm an interviewer. I do a podcast. Whenever we have somebody on the show, there's a lot of people out there who want to take shots at us for having guests. Oh, you had my enemy on the show. Now I will no longer come on your show. This is what they say. This is what we have to put up with. Everybody looks at the shit like it's peaches and cream. But after the interview, Styles P addressed many things. Styles P said, I usually don't feed into this. The group doesn't feed into this. It's been 20-something long years. First and foremost, math. And this is Styles P, you guys. He went on and did a live video speaking on this whole situation. He was compelled. He said, I usually don't feed into this. The group doesn't feed into this. It's been 20-something years, 20-something long years. First and foremost, math, I'm disappointed in you, bro. In my expert opinion, you didn't ask me anything about J Hood, and then you want to have J Hood up there? You could have called me on my line to fact check the shit he was saying. Everybody share this. We're about to get a little crazy with my response. I was supposed to do an interview with J Hood, somebody I've been doing interviews with since the early 2010s, but he decided to flake out on me. J Hood is not loyal. He can't be trusted, and he proved it. I know people who know J Hood. Do you want me to interview them? I'm sure they're just dying to shout out J Hood and big him up. The whole Yonkers loves J Hood, right? Huh? Did you guys know that he gets mad love in YO? Did you guys know? Huh? They did invite J Hood to the dungeon. They had J Hood to the dungeon, the Rough Riders studio. But didn't they also throw him down a staircase and beat him up too? I mean, now since J Hood wants to string me along, we're going to go all the way in on J Hood. J Hood writes me to KYS. Yo, J Hood, you probably wanted to KYS when you were living with your pops. Yo, J Hood, how dare you speak on Sheik Luch like that. Sheik Luch tried to protect you. All I did was reach out to get your side. You're going to tell me, KYS, do me a favor. Go back to Canada. Didn't you live in Canada? Didn't you live in Canada for a hot minute? What happened? It got too hot for you in Yonkers? J Hood is getting shitted on now. J Hood, sketch my nuts since you're such a good drawer. Sketch my balls. What, you wanted to go and do animated comic books? Whatever you call that goofy ass shit that the nerds be doing? That's goofy shit. Yo, J Hood, I heard you was responsible for the Power Rangers being a hit. I heard you sketch the uniforms for the Power Rangers. Is that true? J Hood, that was one of the interview questions, but you ducked me. I was going to ask you that. Why you ducking though? You don't want the smoke with Mikey T? Because I'm not going to be cuffing your balls like Math Hoffa? Why? You don't want the smoke? Because Mecca isn't there to, oh, poor baby. Why? Because you know I won't throw you a pity party? Is that what it is? J Hood? I know people that know you. They hit me up like, let me come to your channel to air him out. And that's not what I'm about. But now, honestly, I just might. Share this video, y'all. We're going all the way in tonight. I know people, and they literally hit me up to come on my channel to air your ass out. But I have some sort of false sense of loyalty to you. Writing me, KYS? Huh. What is all that KYS about? For what? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? Nah, I'm good, J Hood. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm not going to murk myself. That's probably what you wanted to do. You, J Hood, battled depression for like 8 years from your childhood and everyone dissing you about D Block. J Hood, people didn't even know you were alive, to be 100% honest. J Hood, people didn't even know you were alive. People would be like, what happened to that boy from D Block, G Hood? Oh yeah, it's J Hood. People didn't even know you was alive. What are you talking about? It was the mystery. Like, where is Waldo? I do remember that guy, kind of, sort of. What happened to him? He dragged the D Block chain on the ground and his life is over. People wanted to embarrass him. And Styles P had to protect him for 3 years. You heard the man say it out of his own mouth. P is being polite, though. It was more like 7 to 8 years. He's scrawny. Leave him alone. He doesn't even look like he eats 3 meals a day. You are mad scrawny, Hood. You look like you eat white rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What are you even talking about? Straight up white rice, no soy sauce, man. Come on, Hood. And shout out to J Hood for real. I know this dude isn't talking to Hood to anybody, period. He can't be talking to Gangsta to anybody. You're little. You're 5'3". Math Hoffa's barbershop chair made you look big, made you look tall. Before that, it was, who's that goofy that used to be down with D Block? Oh, yeah, that guy, right. And no wonder you got an album coming out with Shaheem. You know what I'm saying? The guy that Nori called a Wu-Tang flunky. You guys should try to link up with Game, too, the G-Unit flunky. Who's the other guy that got kicked out of the rap group? Young Buck. That's right. Get that Southern influence in there. Young Buck, Shaheem, J Hood. We can leave Game off because he would just laugh at y'all, to be honest. He would just laugh at y'all, to be 100%. Game is actually a good spitter. You should find the flunkies. You hearing me? Go start a flunky reject rap group with all these guys. Appreciate everybody. Tap in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this video one time. We're going all the way in tonight, guys. I'm sorry, but dudes is saying crazy shit about me, so I'm going to respond. And to be real, Math Off was my big bro. I know how he conducts these interviews. Sometimes he's got to be polite to these guys. And I'm going to speak my real truth. Because y'all never even sat in a room with Math Hoff. And I'm not dissing nobody watching me. I appreciate y'all watching me. But I have been in the room with Math Hoff, and I have a great amount of respect for Math Hoff. But let's be real. Game is actually a good spitter. Game is actually a good spitter. You should find the flunkies that left rap groups, though, J Hood. Who is the bitter chick from Destiny's Child? You can get her to do the hooks. She wasn't actually kicked out of Destiny's Child, but she was kicked out. Who was the flunky? What was her name from Destiny's Child, you guys, that got kicked out? Y'all help me. Maybe get, what's the dude? Maybe get Hell Rel. Nobody knows what the hell's up with that guy ever since he got beat up in the Chinese store. Come on, J Hood. Use your brains with your big ass head and your little ass body, and you're still wearing do-rags in 2022, still trying to get waves. It's 2022, bro. Still, let me guess, you leave the two strings dangling down the back of your neck? You still leave the two strings hanging low on your do-rag like a shorty's ponytail, homie? Come on, man. It's 2022, J Hood. J Hood, you are literally stuck in a time warp. You still think it's 1998. You haven't progressed and done shit in 20 years. J Hood, do you know how many times I lost 60 grand at a casino, made it back, lost it again, and made it back? You're crying about $60,000? That's a 2023 Toyota Prius. Listen, you can't even buy an Audi with 60K. You must drive a Ford Taurus. And you know what? You don't even strike me as the type of dude that gets money. 60K? Okay, you got jerked. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt, though. You had 20 years to double up. You're a rapper. You're telling me you can't pull 100K a year and you're indie? $10 an album? Really, bro? You was affiliated with the hottest music act in D Block. What's the problem? D Block was holding you down, right? Well, they're not anymore. What's the problem? Your music isn't moving. Is your music even on Spotify? If I can't find this clown's album on Spotify, I'm going even harder. Is this guy on Spotify? Somebody let me know in the chat. How many monthly listeners does he have talking about KYS? You gonna tell me to KYS? Okay, bro. Did I do something? I didn't even do nothing seriously to offend you. You're going to tell me KYS because of what Snipe Life said to your goofy ass. How about you pull up to Snipe Life like you know Snipe knows what's up. You know that, you feel me? Why don't you pull up on AP like, what? Why'd they give you my beat? Why'd you let them do that? AP, what did you use my beat for? I didn't give you permission. I own the beat. Take that shit off your album or I'm going to sue. Because it ain't like it would be the first time you sued someone. In the absence of you, I fail to be logical. I keep a company of criminals. What happened to your company of criminals. You're shocked. You're shocked that I know that song, right? J Hood, I'm the only person who knows your music. I'm back like the opposite of your left. Good bar. That was creative. You were rapping like a clown. First off, the opposite of left is right. Your bars are not even all that. They make no sense. But nobody even knows what bar I'm talking about because nobody heard your music. They probably heard AP's version. It was on No Security, and it was better. Math Hoffa actually responded about booking Styles P and J Hood on his show within the same week. Now, first and foremost, I want to show love to Math for actually speaking out for the bloggers. I'm actually going through the same situation right now as he is. With Styles P calling him out for doing an interview with J Hood is trying to call me out for doing an interview with Snipe Life. Literally going as far as to tell me KYS. Someone that literally called me the Sunday after New Year's and we had a conversation. Now, a lot of people get the reason why Math would ask J Hood about Styles P. And people understand why Math wouldn't ask Styles about J Hood. So, Styles was just on Math's show. Styles was just on the show, My Expert Opinion. Math could have asked him a million questions. Math asked him about who started white t-shirts. He asked him 1,000,001 questions. But guess who never came up? Guess who was never a thought on anybody's mind in that room? J Hood. J Hood. And you want to know why J Hood's name didn't come up once? Not once during the 2-hour interview. J Hood was not mentioned once. So, of course, Styles P is going to think in his mind, this is mad corny. I was just up there. They didn't ask me one question about the dude. But then again, why would Matt Hoffa ask him a question about J Hood? It's not like J Hood is buzzing at the time. So Styles P brings up a good point. J Hood, if you were on that let the locks go type of vibe, aka free J Hood off a D block, huh? But no, J Hood, you got your wish. And you know what? The only difference is the locks were successful after Puff Daddy released them. J Hood, D Block released you. Jadakiss gave you his best blessings. He said, best of luck to you. J Hood wasn't able to be successful. He lost his core following by turning the fans off. The same way Cassidy wasn't successful when he left Swiss Beats. It's the same reason that J Hood wasn't successful. You're supposed to stick with your team. Eat with your team. When you get fed, you get fed. Grind it out. I don't want to wait. Where's Tales from the Hood? Guess what, J Hood? You left D Block and Tales from the Hood was never released. Share this video, y'all. Salute everybody up in here. Oh, they hated on you on the Dr. Dre deal. Well, you left D Block. Why didn't you approach Dr. Dre afterwards? Dre, sign me. I left. It's your boy, J Hood. Dre is looking at you like, you left D Block? Are you out of your freaking mind? 50 is looking at you like, you're gonna Ja Rule Sheik Luch? Are you out of your mind? Question. Are you out of your mind? You gonna diss the dudes that made you lit? The dudes that brought you to Hot 97? Did you hear what Hassan Campbell said about you, J Hood? And I don't like bringing up that dude, but when he has a valid point, he has a valid point. Dragon is on Instagram spitting freestyles. This is Hassan's question to you. I know it's his question, but he's asking, where is the music? Where's the music? And you know what, man? Shaheem, I got respect for Shaheem, but that's nothing more than collateral damage. You know what I mean? Shaheem was supposed to come on the channel as well. Shaheem right now probably would be like, yo, J Hood, what's up with Mikey T? Oh, I told Mikey T KYS. So you know what it is, man. Styles P, let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. Styles P said, but you got to do what you got to do. But that, my man, was some whack ass shit in regard to math. But I get it. Love is love. I still love y'all. I still love the show. Next time you can G check or fact check the thing. Share this video, everybody. Share this video one time with one friend. One, we ain't no clickbait group. Luch don't owe you no interview. And nobody doesn't owe J Hood 60 G's. I'm really disappointed in J Hood, to be honest with you. It's been 20 years. We didn't speak greasy on you after you did your greasy shit, your sucker shit. And guys, this is why J Hood played me. He called me on Sunday after New Year's. What's up, Mikey T? Yeah, we can do the interview. Because he knew I was going to come online Monday. This was going to be my video to come online and speak on this. So J Hood tried to dry me out. He tried to make it so the story died out. But here I am, J Hood, and we're going to talk about this. Here I am, and we're going to talk about this. Here's the thing, J Hood. Your album never came out. That's number one. Your album was never released. So even if it did, look at the history. First of all, Styles P took forever to go gold. You think you were going to do better numbers than Styles P or Walk With Me? Sheik Luch's album? That Walk With Me is one of Sheik Luch's best albums. So I'm happy that album was released because we could have missed out on that too. It's very underrated. So look on the bright side, J Hood. At least a classic piece of work got released. You could have said, I don't care if Tales from the Hood doesn't get released. Let's drop Walk With Me. I'll get my time. And that's probably what the label wanted. That's probably what the label wanted as well because J Hood was not as developed at that point. Where was J Hood's hotel? Where was J Hood's I'm a hustler? I'm a hustler. Where were the radio friendly records? And he didn't want to come on my channel and answer these questions, even though I have a rapport with him almost 10, 12, 15 years. Where was J Hood's singles? Of course, the labels were going to be like, I'm not sure if this is going to work. J Hood, I compared to Papoose. Great spitters, but they don't have hits. Hood and Papoose didn't have the breakthrough single. I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat things. I'm not going to act all holly jolly. I'm going to ask the tough questions. I'm not going to sit and act like we're best friends because people want to know what gives him the sense to feel that way. Because a lot of people actually say J Hood wouldn't be known if it wasn't for D Block. That's what a lot of people say. That's what a lot of people say. Am I right or wrong? They say J Hood wouldn't be known if it wasn't for D Block. So Styles P said, after you did that bullshit, this is Styles P, you guys. Share this video one time. Share this video one time. Styles P said, after you did that bullshit, I spent 3 years of my life protecting your ass. When people wanted to touch you and harm you in places and had the drop on you, leave that man alone. You better leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Styles P had your back. Luch been to your house to fight your father, Styles P said. We gave you money when your house burnt down. We actually made you into the artist you are. Luch used to, this is Styles P, you guys. Luch used to argue with Flex to play your shit, but you're owed 60 G's. The label didn't want to F with you, but you're still owed 60 G's. And the sucker shit about it, you knew you wasn't owed 60 G's because you tried to sue us. You went to the lawyers. You tried to sue us. J Hood tried to sue D Block. You tried to see what we had your publishing, to try to see that we didn't have your publishing. You know who probably owns your publishing, J Hood? You know who? Because some of my boys actually heard Tales from the Hood. There were songs like Company of Criminals. Too bad they gave that beat to AP, though, About Paper, and renamed it Miracle. In the absence of you, I've failed to be logical. You remember that shit? I keep the company of criminals, looking for a prayer, but I'm going to be a miracle. I loved that single. It should have been your single. It should have been your single. I had that one on repeat for weeks. Orchard Music probably owns your publishing, I'm guessing. Just guessing, though. J Hood, this is the same way J.R. Writer felt when Uncasa was on that album. Sometimes, J Hood, you've got to wait. Sometimes, J Hood, you've got to wait your turn. And now there's going to be some people who say that's BS. J.R. Writer should have been on it. We can debate this all we want. But the truth of the matter is sometimes you just wait. J Hood, do you know anything about brand development? Do you know how hard it is to market someone like Papoose? You guys are known for spitting bars. You're hard to market. It worked for Cassidy because Cassidy had a secret weapon. It was Swiss Beats. He was the ear for the beats. You know who yours was? You know who your ear was, J Hood? It was D Block. You might not like doing it, but D Block knows what's best. You think D Block like doing If You Think I'm Jiggy? No, but they followed Puff's wave. He knows what he's doing. You think Cassidy really wanted to make If You Want to Come to My Hotel? No, but he did it. Cassidy without Swiss Beats, it's like Snoop Dogg without Dr. Dre. It's just not the same, you guys. It's just not the same. Styles P went off. He said 20 years. Styles P said 20 years down the line, you're still bitter and using our name for attention. Why didn't you make some successful albums in them 20 years or do something with your time? That's on you. Styles P said you're not a part of D Block because you're not cut from the cloth we're cut from. You feel owed more, that you never gave shit to, that gave you your name. And you know what? He's right. Look at you, J Hood. You're pathetic. You're scared to do an interview. This dude, Joshua Hood, the big badass babyface gangsta. Man, that's the most stupid moniker I've ever heard. Ain't nobody scared of no babies. RIP to G Baby. He is the only gangster that can call himself a baby. You know what I mean? RIP to G Baby, man. He's the only gangster that can call himself a baby. And you know why he can? Because he's been a gangster since a baby. You, J Hood, Mr. Baby-faced gangster, the only reason people know you, I'm going to be real, is because you had a verse on the Sheik Luch Walk With Me album. You had a verse on the same album you shitted on talking about Sheik Luch got 2 turns. They didn't give me a turn. I was supposed to get my turn. Let me guess, he was hating on you? What is wrong with you? You sound like an idiot. You swear everyone is hating on you. Hating for what? You don't dress fly. Someone send me a pic of J Hood looking fly. Send it. Mikey T underscore the movie star on Instagram. Someone send me that pic. In order for someone to hate on you, you got to be rich. You got to have jewelry. J Hood, your first chain in life was the D Block chain. So let's be real. What is Sheik Luch hating on D Block? What is Sheik Luch hating on J Hood for? Sheik Luch looks like he could bench press you. He bags more bitches than you. No homo, no freaky. Shorties don't like scrawny dudes who can't dress. So this whole hating on J Hood, it has to stop. There's legitimately nothing to hate on. You were kind of sort of decent. You were not among the likes of Cassidy, Lloyd Banks. You didn't have those punchlines, metaphors. People gave you a pass because of D Block. It was like on some shit like, I'll listen. Don't eject it. You can let it spin. I mess with D Block. And you know what? There's something about your voice and your delivery, something I didn't like. I can't pinpoint it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's that too cool for rap thing. J Hood, you sound the same on every song. I'm pretty sure the engineer pulls you to the side like, stop rapping, J Hood. Calm down. Calm down, Tiger. Calm down. So look, Styles P. Styles P actually went in. Styles P actually went in on this guy, man. He went in. Your look. He said D Block, the Locks gave J Hood his name, his look, your everything. And you wanted more. Looking at other people, so you decided to flip. Styles P said, you're not like us, but I'm offended you didn't go up there and just apologize. And how are you a co-founder of D Block? I love you. I wish you the best, but keep our name out of your mouth. And anybody you speak on our name with respect, we showed you what loyalty was. J Hood is not D Block because when we did the sucker shit, he didn't have discipline. When he did the sucker shit, he didn't have discipline, dedication, or determination. That's all it is. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about artists actually having dedication, determination in their rap careers, because that's honestly what this is all about. Lloyd Banks was actually dedicated and disciplined to the very end. You're more like Game, J Hood. J Hood is more like Game. You're more like Game, J Hood. But the crazy part is, Game was successful even after G Unit. That's because he has true talent. They said Game can rap even without them. But they didn't say that about you. How does it feel to see all your comrades be successful? I got bottles for your pity party, J Hood. You choose the club. I'm going to buy every bottle in the club for your pity party. You're going to ask yourself, how am I getting played by Mikey T? How am I getting played by Mikey T? I got Hood in my name. But you know what? You're not going to do that, Joshua. Your name isn't even Gangsta. You're Joshua. I'm Michael. Let me ask you something, J Hood. Do your friends call you Josh? Yo, Josh, we're going to the keg party. Imagine your friends knew your government. Even your friends would look at you side-eyed. The Book of Joshua. The Book of Joshua should be your album. Why are you calling it Tales of the Hood? You know, like Styles P, he did the Book of David. J Hood, I just gave you a new album title. Cut me a check. Cut me a check, you broke bum. I accept Venmo. You can Venmo me your measly $20. Make it a double disc coming soon from J Hood. No. Matter of fact, triple disc. He had 20 years to work on it. Pardon me, I can't believe this shit. J Hood, you should be on Hassan Campbell's channel. You should be Hassan Campbell's next guest. Don't be embarrassed to go tell your side of the story. Oh shit, I forgot. Hassan Campbell doesn't like your ass. You seen what he said about you? Nobody likes you, and it's bad. I gotta say, it's bad when Hassan doesn't like you. He thinks Mad Lames are cool. He thought Charleston White and 6ix9ine were cool. So stop it, J Hood. You know what I'm saying? You know you're lame if Hassan Campbell doesn't even jack you. Pause. He even F's with Gully TV, who is a super lame. Oh, matter of fact, J Hood, I did see you did a struggle. You did a struggle interview with Gully TV. I watched that. I was smoking and laughing the whole time. Like, what is this bullshit? You know what I mean? Talking about Mikey T, you only interviewed D-list rappers. Then I'm seeing Gully TV doing it. I'm like, why aren't they saying this about Gully TV? A failed baller and a D-block reject. And you know what? Honestly, guys, I felt like a loser. I'm going to be real with you guys. On this one, I kind of felt like a loser. Like inside of my body, I started having like a chemical reaction. I felt like a loser. I wonder, how did I stoop so low in life to where I'm watching Gully TV and J Hood? Where did I go wrong? I feel like J Hood, like after he dragged the jewelry on concrete, and on that note, like who drags precious metal, you know what I mean, on concrete? J Hood, you know how many people died to make that chain? Who does something like that? J Hood, matter of fact, you shouldn't even have jewelry because kings wear jewelry and you are a doja. And you didn't even admit those chains were fake. Or you actually, didn't you admit those chains were fake? You're like, those chains are fake. So what? I dragged it. So you admit you bought fake jewelry. That is kind of extra lame. I'm going to be real. That right there is extra lame. That's pretty lame to me, J Hood. And how the hell are you D-Block? How are you D-Block? Do you think Tupac bought his own death row chain? That alone was a telltale sign that you were not D-Block, my friend. Sheik Luch should have gave it to you. You were trying to be down. So this actually brings me to my next question, Mr. Co-founder of D-Block. You're the co-founder? Let me get it straight. You're the co-founder of D-Block and you don't even have a D-Block chain? And if you're watching this, J Hood, come tap in. Come tap in. I bet you want to do the interview now. I bet you want to do all the interview now because all those interviews you're doing right now are cakewalk interviews, bullshit interviews. On my channel, I do the real interviews. But you wanted to disrespect me. But you know what? If you're in here, let me know. I'll put the link up. You can tap in. Sheik Luch should have gave you a chain if you were really D-Block. But you, my friend, were trying to be down. But here's my next question, Mr. Co-founder of D-Block. Let me get this straight. You're the co-founder of D-Block and you don't even have a D-Block chain? You had to buy your own? J Hood, you are comedy. You belong on Comedy Central with Cat Williams and guys that just bust jokes. Which brings me to my next point. Styles P told you, first of all, D-Block was ringing beforehand. J Hood, you wasn't even in D-Block. I don't mean the record label, dumbass. When you go to Rikers, J Hood, you never did a bit in your life. What do you know about D-Block, J Hood? What time have you ever did in any state facility? You probably thought D-Block sounds like a cool name for a record label. And you want to know what? You know why I respect Maserati Fox? Rest in peace. D-Block had D-Block. So I'm going to run around. This is what Mozzie said. I'm going to run around and say A-Block. Peace almighty. A-Block. That's what you heard when you saw Mozzie walking down the street. Peace Almighty, A Block. People were like, A Block? What is that? Just know it ain't D Block. He has his own shit he is repping respectfully. Don't get it confused. A and D Block is different. You, J Hood, you've never been to A Block or D Block or any block. You were a good kid. You were into drawing. You like drawing. You went to a good school. You grew up in North Carolina. So what's all the talk of being the co-founder? How are you the co-founder? Because dude's been repping D Block before you even joined them. I'm capping? I'm hating? Matter of fact, Snipe Life, brother, big bro, I want to do another interview with you. I want to do an interview with you again, Snipe Life. And we ain't doing a diss the Doja movement, but holler at me. I don't like when dudes talk like this. Matter of fact, go watch Snipe Life's interview with the dude who used to run with Doggy Diamonds, where Snipe Life is telling the dude, you ain't no co-founder of shit. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't be repping it. You heard? If he was the co-founder of D Block, they wouldn't be repping it. If J Hood is the co-founder, we're renaming it. We don't want no association or affiliation with J Hood, is what Snipe Life said. And you know what? He was taking it easy. He takes mercy on people because he really could have aired you out. He really could have honestly aired you out on that one. And you're lucky that these dudes are taking it easy, but I'm not. I didn't do nothing for you to be like KYS. I tried to give you a chance to clear up the goofy shit you did on Math Show. And if you respond, I'm going to dish you again. Everyone is going to side with me on this one. They're going to say J Hood is a clown. I'm not worried about this one. Bring the smoke, J Hood. Go on your YouTube channel and diss me. I want you to. The same way Hassan Campbell and Gully TV thought they were going to end my career. Oh, I'm so scared. Please don't, J Hood, said nobody ever. You're not even a threat to rappers, in all honesty. Your glory days are over. Your glory days are over. You're like Magic Johnson trying to play basketball. You're like Magic. You used to be sick. Rest in peace to Fred the Godson. I never heard no clever, extra witty shit coming from you. Did you hear what I just said? You're like Magic. You used to be sick. That's a Fred the Godson bar. But I'm telling that to you, J Hood. After hearing that shit from Fred, I did the Max B chuckle. I rewinded it. I never did that for none of your bars, J Hood. You heard what J Hood said? You heard what J Hood said? J Hood, the baby-faced gangster, product of my environment. I wear a hoodie and stick your grandfather for his retirement. Shut up. Nobody believes you. And that is what you think is gangsta? Robbing a grandfather? You're stealing my grandfather's retirement? What are you taking, his $200 SSI check? You thought you were going to outshine Sheik Luch with that shit? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? The same guy that said we clapping at you, you ducking, we making you dance. You should have spent it on guns instead of iceberg pants. You thought you were going to outshine Sheik Luch with your lame ass lyrics? J Hood, we hated that. I'm just going to be real. J Hood, we hated that you were the first one on that track. We hated that you were the first verse on that song. We didn't like it. We all waited for the hook so we could sing Sheik's hook. Stomp that kid out. Don't let him get up. We were waiting for your verse to pass so we could scream that shit. You know, we had to sit through your goofy shit. We had to sit through your goofy, mediocre rap. Where is your hotel? Where is your single? Huh? Where's the single? We ain't done, man. I'm not done. I'm not done on this shit, man. When somebody hits me like that and he had me holding out for days, not coming and talking to y'all, you know what I mean? He had me waiting for days to come and talk to y'all because I thought J Hood was going to come on the channel out of respect. But I want to talk about Styles P saying that he should have apologized. I want to talk about Styles P saying that he should have apologized. We got a few more things to address. Styles P said, but damn, Hood, you should have apologized as a grown man 20 years later. But no, nobody owes you a damn thing, and stop lying on people's names. I never addressed this, Styles P said. He always said, God bless you. But 20 years later, you're still, what's up with you? 20 years later, are you kidding me? 20 years later, and you've got nothing better to talk about. We never been on any radio station, TV, and said anything about you. And you know what? Of course he should have apologized because J Hood, you saw D Block. They're like, we saw you. We had a discussion. We ended things as men, civil adults. F the gangster shit. Styles P is a gangster and a gentleman. P protected you. Fine, we agree to disagree. We leave it as brothers. But then 20 years later, you come back bitter and salty? What? You did the interview. Okay. You were in your feelings. All right. But after the interview, you should have said, damn, this is crazy. I said some shit on Matt's show. Let me reach out to Styles and say, my bad, big bro. You tell him you got tripped up on my expert opinion. Tell him some shit. I was drinking Henny. Try to justify your stupidity. Say something. I think you should have apologized because now you're just looking like a clown all over again because you can't prove what you're saying. I can say someone owes me $1 million, but can I prove it? J Hood, you can't prove what you're saying. Or what? You can't prove what you're accusing these stand-up gentlemen of. J Hood, you remind me of Whack 100. He'd be like, yo, Jim Jones is a rat. Okay, prove it. Where's the paperwork? Oh, I don't know. I can't prove it. So we're just supposed to believe people like you and Whack 100 who say this incredibly outlandish shit? It is on you to prove it. If you came up there with contracts, maybe you would have been taken more serious. Styles P went in on him for dragging the D Block chain as well. So that's the next part of this conversation. Styles P said, you dragged the chain on the floor. You ran around. You was trying to be with 50. G-Unit didn't take you either. You flipped because you thought they was going to take you. See, you're not saying everything that happened, and I don't want to say it because it's 20 years ago. Styles P has more respect for himself as a man than just to continuously diss somebody just to get popularity on blogs. Styles P said, it's 20 years ago. Who gives a F? Move on with your life. But you ain't going to lie and say somebody robbed you for something they didn't rob you for. When dudes did nothing but years of taking care of you. Did you ever get charged for a studio session? Did anybody ever ask you for money back when dudes brought you the gear? Sneakers, helped your mom pay the rent. Did anybody ever give you, like every other record company, an invoice? Styles P is talking real shit right here. Anybody who got all those things would have gotten an invoice from the label for X, Y, and Z. He said, no, relax, buddy, and keep it G. And as far as this clickbait shit goes, stay honorable, but don't try to use us for clickbait. It ain't fly. Yep. And there's been a whole lot of clickbait titles going on, man. A whole lot of clickbait titles going on. But I want to ask this goofy little kid something. Let me ask this goofy little kid something. Let me ask him that something that no one probably ever asked him in his life, because he probably records in his bathroom and puts soundproof on his walls in the bathroom, and the mic is hanging on the top of the toilet. First of all, do you know how much studio time costs per hour? Do you know how much a good engineer charges per hour? A mixer, a producer? J Hood, I would say, since you want to be all extra with it, how about I say this now? You owe the locks 60,000 plus probably more, if I'm being real. You know how much time you spent in the studio? Do you? I'm asking. This is a serious question. Did you write down how many hours, how much time you wasted? Styles P named his album Time is Money for a reason. Do you know how much time you wasted? Well, let me not say wasted. You thought it was going to be a productive thing. But the point is, you wasted money every time you were in the booth. You wasted money. It could have been AP, Bucky, Team Arliss, anyone recording. The engineer was probably like, this is another beat in a song I got to mix, I got to master, I got to record. You're a rapper. You just think, oh, I go lay my bars and I leave, smoke my weed. But honestly, man, it's a headache for the other 15 employees, shaking their head like, oh, we're not getting paid for this J Hood charity case. It's not like you pulled the engineer to the side like, I know I'm here every day, and slipped him a hundo. Matter of fact, let me give you these sneakers. You like these Jordans? Sheik bought these for me. I appreciate all the work you put in for me. J Hood, just shut your mouth. You probably owe them $60,000. You heard? And in all honesty, man, if you're bitching about the locks owing you $60,000, man, I would have been thinking it was in the millions that you would have made with the locks. But you're too busy complaining about 60 G's. And I know that you didn't, I know that you rack up big bucks recording in the studio. My boy has a couple studios. Trust me. I know them shits ain't cheap. Them shits ain't cheap. And you definitely never recorded in none of my man's studios. Sorry, J Hood. Stick to your bathroom. J Hood, you built your whole studio out of the back of the auto zone and you bought that Dynamat. You know the shit that stops your Honda Civics from rattling? They use it for cars. J Hood, you really did that. For y'all in the chat, y'all know whoever got speakers in their car knows what type of setup J Hood has got. So he needs to cut it out with his I'm owed 60 bands. Hood, you should be looking at it like you owe that to him. Any sane man would. Why are you bickering about it 20 years later? You can't even pay Funk Flex to get on the radio. You can't buy your time slot. You think he's gonna spin you when he had Graph up there? They're making Cassidy look like shit. You think K Slay was gonna bump you? Yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into Graph. Salute the Graph, who showed me a lot of love anytime I see him out. He should, but anyways, it is what it is. There's a reason Graph is sitting up there with Math, and you don't. You ever wonder why? Why this guy is kind of like me, kind of, sort of, except he is way nicer. He never had a breakthrough single, Graph. Shit, I probably can't even name one song on the radio, but the hip hop heads respect him. He can wrap circles around you. You're a child to him. That's why, because Math Hoffa probably remembers, this is one of the first dudes he ever seen smoke Cassidy. And this is when Cassidy was in his prime. And guys, I don't want to make it seem like I'm deriding anyone without a helmet, but I like Graph. he is among the real ones. And y'all know who he used to be around. You know, did he leave them and badmouth them and say that they owe him money and this and that? Not at all. You will never hear him talk bad about his brothers. He can go on Math's show. He's there every day. You don't hear him asking for bottles for his pity party. Do you? Do you? This is Mikey T, y'all. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. First of all, if you engaged, let's talk about the 50 thing. Let's talk about the 50 thing. He went to 50 after leaving D Block. First of all, if you engaged in an act of beef, if you engaged in a battle, why would you go to your ops and complain about your set, your crew? You know what 50 did? The same thing that Maserati Fox did. If you can't be loyal to your own set, why would I sign you? You're going to be Game Junior bad mouthing me in 2 years. 50 has something called foresight. Maserati Fox had foresight. So when the rappers came up on Maserati Fox and told him, yo, Mozzie, I want to be 1090, what up? Nah, you can't. You can't be loyal to your own crew. How are you going to be loyal to me? That's your problem. Once a thief, always a thief. Being disloyal is very similar. Once you're a snitch, it's like the guy's like, oh, I only snitched on this guy. But you might snitch on me too. There are certain things that are not forgiven. You're the type of person who cries about the situation, wants to be let out of your contract, and then still complains about the money you're owed. But again, you move kind of funny style. And how did your new rap group work out? What did you call it? The new D Block? Huh? ODG, I think, right? Apparently, it stands for On the Grind. Everybody in here shared this video one time. Everybody in here, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to follow everybody that follows me right now. Mikey T _ the movie star. The link is in my description. I'm going to follow y'all back that follow me right now. So, yo, he called his new label On the Grind. It's not original. And another thing, if you're on the grind, your grind would show. I don't have to tell people I'm on the grind. They see the noise I'm making. You have been on the grind for 20 years, and what do you have to show for it? You don't even have a 7 series. I'm talking 20 years. Post a Beamer, post an S6, post any type of car that I'll be like, all right, at least he's got a fire whip. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. You think that shit's going to impress me? You would be on IG tomorrow, posting your friend's whip and tagging me. So cut it out. You're not a money getter. What grind are you on? You're not a hustler. No one has heard of you since D Block. Ever since your verse on Sheik Luch's album, nobody knows what you've been up to in life. And nobody cares. The topic of your Math Hoffa interview was D Block. And that says a lot. Do y'all remember the Jadakiss bar? J to the moi. Everything you got in your living room, I got in my car. Can you apply that to your life, J Hood? Your car probably doesn't got heated seats. You got a car with windows. You got to manually roll down. Nothing about you screams success. Under failed rappers in the dictionary, there should be your face. Rappers that had potential but never could do something because your flaws are inexcusable. Shit that people like you, Buck, and Game did, it's called disloyalty. It's called disloyalty, man. Styles P said, now I'm tired. It's been 20 years. Now I'm tired. It's been 20 years and you want to use our shit to stay alive. Do something else with your time. Do something else constructive and self helpful to yourself, please. That was the last of Styles P's message to J Hood, you guys. That was the last of his actual message to J Hood. And, he just wants to end it off like that. J Hood hasn't spent 20 years talking about, Styles P hasn't spent 20 years talking about J Hood. It shows when he goes to Math Hoffa's channel and he does an exclusive interview and J Hood doesn't even come up. Styles P has done so much more in his career. You know what I mean? And J Hood, all J Hood did was claim that D Block was holding him back. Again, D Block was holding you up, right, J Hood? Damn, D Block is hating on me. Once Tales from the Hood drops, I'll be viral. I'll be lit. I'll be rich. Cool, J Hood. That's your opinion. You left D Block. They let you go. You had no let the locks go type of movement. As I said, nobody was wearing free J Hood shirts. Nobody was running around Yonkers or anywhere wearing free J Hood t-shirts. You were let out of your deal in a civilized manner. 20 years. 20 years and still no Tales from the Hood, bro. I told you, man, you should have renamed it the Book of Joshua. Still nothing. How come you didn't blow up if they were holding you back? Game blew up without 50 Cent. The Game didn't have any problem releasing material after 50 Cent. You got to deal with E1 and they shelved your album. The Game ended up leaving Interscope and put out 5 albums on E1. He put out just as many albums on E1, formerly Koch. He put out just as many albums on E1 as he put out on Aftermath, on Geffen, on Interscope. So where is your excuse? Where is your excuse for this? You didn't get to put out any albums. Your album that I spoke with you about when I traveled to New York to come and interview you was called Sorry for the Wait. And where was it? You were just bullshitting about it for years. Game blew up without 50 Cent. Why didn't you take a page out of his book? You thought that was going to happen to you? You know what I mean? By dissing your group, you thought you would be ending up like the Game? Game is chilling. He just bought his first beach house. He just bought his first beach house after how many years? Now, you don't even, J Hood, you don't even get invited to celebrity events. BET Awards, anywhere, any place. Nobody is like, yo, you know who I seen on the red carpet? When has anyone heard these words in their life? Anyone in the chat right now, when has anyone heard these words in their life? Have you heard this? Yo, I just seen J Hood on the red carpet. Anybody heard that ever in their life? My point exactly. I even feel like a loser going back and forth with you. You know what I mean? Because I'm beefing with a has-been flunky, super lame dude. I even feel away like I'm in. Why am I investing my time? And then I remember, oh, this cornball lame told me KYS. What did I even do to you? You honestly, you must hate life, bro. I'm trying to give you an interview so you can have your 2 minutes of extra shine because the only reason people are talking about you is Math Hoffa in the first place. But when an opportunity presents itself, you want to diss the person? J Hood, if that's the case and you didn't want to do the interview, Your first response should have been KYS. Why lead me on telling me next week, get the questions ready? You said that, but you know what? I'm not even mad. What's anyone really even going to ask you? They're going to ask you about D Block. I'm not even mad because it's corny and it's fake. Don't you see how fake this dude is? I mean, if I hit you up, if I hit up an artist, you know what I mean? They're either going to say, yes, I'll do the interview, or no. People don't be like, yes, I'll do it, and then no, F you. That is called indecisiveness. That's what you call indecisiveness. That means, it's like, I'm gonna wear this red jumpsuit today. Then you eat your Eggo waffles because that's probably what you eat. And after you're done eating your Lego My Eggos, then you say, I'm gonna wear the blue jumpsuit today. The red one doesn't look right. It's called indecisiveness. You flip like a light switch. That's the truth of the matter. Share this video one time. Share this video one time. I'm posting a poll right now, you guys. I want to know how everybody in the chat is feeling. I want to know how everybody in the chat is feeling. I want to know who is the biggest dude to be kicked out of their group. The biggest flunky. Who's the biggest flunky? I want to know, y'all. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in tonight, man. It was J Hood was supposed to come on the channel. J Hood actually led me on to believe we were going to be doing an interview. And then he goes on to do all these other corny ass interviews. And it's like, really? You're going to deny my fan base the opportunity to hear your side of the story? But he did something worse than that, you guys. He did something worse than that because he tried to stretch it out. Like, he told me we were going to do the interview so I wouldn't do my reaction video to everything, and he was trying to hold me up. All right, so I'm posting this up right now. Who did the worst after leaving their label? I'm putting up a bunch of answers y'all can. What y'all smoking on, man? I got some fire ass GMO on deck right now. Shit's like 30%. Everybody vote in the poll right now. Everybody vote in the poll right now. You know, man, J Hood is not loyal. He can't be trusted, and he proved it. And you know, guys, I know people who know J Hood. You know what I'm saying? I know people who know J Hood. Do you want me to interview them? Because I'm sure that they're just dying to come on the channel and shout J Hood out. I'm sure they're just dying to come on the channel and big him up, right? Y'all know, everybody in here knows that the whole YO has got mad love for J Hood, right? Y'all know that, right? Now, since J Hood wants to string me along, we're going to go all the way in on J Hood, you guys. He writes to me, KYS. Yo, J Hood, all I did was reach out to get your side. And you're going to tell me, KYS, do me a favor. Go back to Canada. Didn't you live in Canada for a hot minute? What happened? It got too hot for you in Yonkers? J Hood is getting shitted on now, you guys. J Hood J Hood, I heard you were responsible for the Power Rangers. Heard you sketch the Power Rangers uniforms. You're such an artist, right? That was one of my questions that you ducked out on. That's one of my questions that you missed out on from not doing the interview. I was going to ask you that. Why you ducking me though? Why you ducking me though? You don't want the smoke with Mikey T? You don't want the smoke with Mikey T? Why? Because I'm not going to throw you a pity party? Huh? Why? Because I ask the hard questions, the real questions over here, the shit that really pertains to your career. That's why you don't want to jump on my channel, because you don't want to explain why you dragged that chain. You don't want to explain the real story to the people who watch shit. We got the real hip hop fans over here, man. I know people that you know. They hit me up. They hit me up like, let me come to your channel to air him out. And you know what? That's not what I'm about. But now I just might be. But now I just might be. I might be a little less selective of who I let come on my channel out of respect to you. Because there's a lot of people, you guys. There's a lot of people, you guys, that hit me up on that type of note all the time. You know what I mean? But honestly, man, I don't be on that type of shit where I just let people come on my channel to expose people. I do interviews with real artists. So what is all this KYS about? For what? What did I do to you? What did I do to you, J Hood? Nah, I'm good. KYS, nah, I'm good. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm not going to murk myself. That's probably what you wanted to do, though. You battled depression for like 8 years. Everyone dissing you over D Block. Every single comments. Honestly, man, J Hood, people didn't even know you were alive. People would be like, what happened to that boy? What happened to that boy with D Block? G Hood. Yo, what happened to G Hood? Oh, yeah. J Hood. J Hood. That's right. People didn't even know you was alive. What are you talking about? It was like, seriously, it was a mystery. It was like, where is Waldo? It's like, I remember that guy kind of, sort of. What happened to him? Oh, we know what happened to him. He dragged the D Block chain and his life was over. People wanted to embarrass him. People wanted to embarrass him, and Styles P had to protect him for 3 years. For 3 years. You heard that man. He said it out of his own mouth. Styles P. 3 years. But honestly, P is being polite. P is being polite. It's more like 7 to 8 years. And J Hood, if you want to tap in, if you're watching, I'll send the StreamYard link. Since you want to duck out on the interview, the only interview that would have made sense after doing the Math Hoffa show, by the way. Not trying to put myself high on a pedestal or anything like that. But I asked the real interview questions, and y'all know it. Go look at my videos, millions of views. P is being polite because, honestly, he was protecting J Hood. It had to be 7 to 8 years. It had to be 7 to 8 years. He's like, he's scrawny. Leave him alone. He doesn't even look like he eats 3 meals a day. J Hood, you are mad scrawny. I'm sorry, you look like you eat white rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, brother. What is you talking about? Straight up white rice, no soy sauce. Shout outs to J Hood for real. Because I know this dude isn't talking hood to anybody for real. He's not. He's not talking hood to anybody else for real. Share this video one time. Let them know Mikey T's going off. I'm not just going to sit by and watch someone say KYS. Are you kidding me? Who says that to somebody? Who says that shit to somebody? Who are you? My career, Mikey T, the movie star's career, has been bigger than your career. He can't be gangster. I'm sorry. J Hood, J Love can't be gangster to anybody. You're little. You're little. You're 5'3". Matt Hoffa's barber chair made you look big, made you look tall. Before that, it was, who's that goofy that used to be down with D Block? Oh, yeah, that guy, right? And no wonder. And no wonder. No wonder, man. Go grab up all the whack rappers, Hell Rel, all the flunkies, the rejects, Young Buck. You know what I mean? J Hood, use your brains. Use your brains with your big ass head and your little ass body. And you're still wearing do-rags in 2022. Still trying to get waves, huh? It's 2022, bro. J Hood, you're stuck in a time warp. You still think it's 1998. You haven't progressed and done shit in 20 years. J Hood, do you know how many times I lost 60 grand? Lost 60 grand at a casino, made it back, lost it again, and made it right back. And you're crying. And you're crying about 60 grand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. If you're a D Block rapper crying about 60 grand, you might as well just check yourself. 60 grand? That's a 2023 Toyota Prius. Listen, man, you can't even buy an Audi with 60K. This dude must drive a Ford Taurus because he honestly doesn't strike me as the type of dude that gets money. 60K? Okay, dude, you got jerked. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. You had 20 years to double up. Let's give this man the benefit of the doubt. You had 20 years to double up. You're a rapper. You're telling me you can't pull, you're a rapper. You're telling me you can't pull 100K a year and you're indie? $10 an album? Really, bro? Are you serious? And you was affiliated with one of the hottest acts in music, literally. D Block. What is the problem? D Block was holding you down. And you know what? They ain't no more. They ain't no more. What's the problem, though? The problem is your music isn't moving. Is your music even on Spotify? Is your music even on Spotify? I swear, if this music isn't on Spotify, I'm making a blog tomorrow and I'm going even harder. Somebody in the chat tell me, is this guy's music on Spotify? Let me know. How many, but more importantly, how many monthly listeners? How many monthly listeners does he have? He's talking to me. He's talking to me about KYS. You're going to tell me to KYS? Okay, bro, did I do something? I didn't even do nothing to seriously offend you. And you're going to tell me KYS. Because of what? Because of what Snipe Life said to your goofy ass? So you're literally putting me through the same situation that Styles P is putting Matt Hoffa in. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you pull up on AP? Why don't you pull up on Snipe Life? Why don't you pull up on AP? Like, yo, what the F? They gave you my beat? Why don't you pull up on AP? Like, what the F? They gave you my beat? Why did you let them do that? D Block alumni, right? AP, ask him. Why didn't you pull up and ask AP? AP, what did you use my beat for? What? I didn't give you permission. Everybody share this video one time, man. Share this video one time. Why didn't you roll up to AP like I didn't give you permission? I own this beat. Take that shit off your album or I'm gonna sue you. Because it ain't the first time you sued somebody. It ain't the first time you sued somebody. What happened to your company of criminals? Huh? What happened? You shocked that I know that song, right? J Hood, I'm the only person who knows your music. I'm back like the opposite of left. I'm back like the opposite of your left. Good bar. That was creative. You were rapping like a clown, man. First off, the opposite of left is right. Your bars, man, they're not even all that. They make no sense. But nobody even knows what bar I'm talking about because nobody heard your music. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But honestly, they probably heard AP's version. It was on No Security and it was better. So go check that out. Now, J Hood is trying to call me out for doing an interview with Snipe Life, literally going as far to tell me KYS. Someone that literally called me the day after New Year's Eve. He called me on New Year's Day and we had a conversation. Now, a lot of people get the reason why Math Hoffa would ask J Hood about Styles P. I don't think anybody in the room, you know what I mean? If you're going to interview J Hood, you're going to ask him about Styles P. But if you're going to interview Styles P, you're not necessarily going to ask him about J Hood. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You're not necessarily really going to ask Styles P about J Hood. There's just going to be so many different questions that you could possibly. Why is somebody going to ask Styles P about J Hood when they could ask him about the Notorious B.I.G.? You know what I mean? Or they could ask him about the early stages of Bad Boy. You know what I mean? It just doesn't really make sense. You know, speaking as a person who does interviews, but if you do one with J Hood, almost the immediate question that's going to come up almost the immediate question that's going to come up is Styles P. I think we all know that. I think we all know that. That's the immediate question that's actually going to come up when you're doing an interview with J Hood, which is why a couple people in my camp were like, yo, Mikey T, in all honesty, don't sweat the J Hood interview because he's probably not even going to want to answer any of your questions. But you know, the thing is, I had worked with J Hood back in 2010. You know what I mean? I had worked with J Hood back really early on in my career. This dude actually invited me to go out and film him in VA and all types of shit while he was doing a little bit of touring. You know what I mean? When he was doing a little bit of shit around when he was signed to E1. So yeah, the shit was it is what it is. So that's why he knew by telling me he'd do an interview, I wouldn't talk about this whole situation and just keep it real. But I had told him, bro, there's a lot of people that have been waiting 20 years to hear real answers from you. And he would literally go on channels and bullshit. So let me take a little smoke break. What are y'all smoking on? Believe me, this shit ain't over with, man. This shit ain't over with either, man. Yup. Y'all know I would have been on here talking about it earlier. But honestly, after this whole situation, I treat my shit as with real journalistic integrity. I talked to several people that wanted me to go on their channel and talk about J Hood. And much love to all of them because I appreciate every offer I get. I talked to several artists that wanted to come on and talk about him getting jerked for 60 grand. But my journalistic integrity, the integrity that I bring to this game, I had a relationship. I had a relationship with J Hood. So before anything, I wanted to give J Hood the opportunity to speak his piece. I wanted to give J Hood the opportunity to justify everything. I wanted to ask him questions that the general public needed answers to. Questions that probably weren't even asked on Math Hoffa's show. But yeah, I even wanted to bring up the let me see if I got some of this shit right here. Let's see if I got some of this shit right here. Appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. Definitely do. I had put together a dope ass interview with Jay Hood. You know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, man, I'm probably just gonna go do some interviews with some other D Block alumni. You know what I mean? I'm probably gonna go do some other interviews like that. You know, I was really just trying to give Jay Hood the respect, you know what I mean? As many other people doing this will not do. You know, many other people will not do this who do interviews, but I was trying to give Jay Hood the respect to come on my channel and actually talk about several different things before I actually did interviews with other people. You know what I mean? Before I did interviews with other people or spoke about it in any other live videos, I was really trying to show him the respect, you know, because we had a relationship. You know what I mean? We had known each other. I drove out to New York to go and interview him several times. Videos of ours have actually been on World Star. You know what I mean? I was the one who broke the story about him having a meeting with 50 Cent. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was buzzing in the streets. And I went to New York and I did an interview with Jay Hood to actually speak on that shit. World Star had it up. You know what I mean? The very next day. So that's why when Jay Hood actually called me the day after New Year's, I explained that to him. I was like, yo, first of all, Jay Hood, did you even watch the interview with Snipe Life? You're calling me with some animosity about an interview I did with Snipe Life. Did you even watch the interview to see what Snipe Life said about you? And y'all can go check it out. And y'all can go check that shit out, man. Y'all can go check out my interview with Snipe Life. It's about an hour and a half. No, it's about an hour. No, it's only an hour and 5 minutes, actually. Hour and 5 minutes. I had one last piece of it that was giving me an issue, and that was actually a very interesting piece because it was when Snipe Life actually spoke on the G Unit beef. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, young. Oh yeah, bro. I'm gonna be linking up with hopefully I'm gonna be linking up with Bucky from D Block as well. That's why I said, you know what I mean? Like before I had other people talk about this, I wanted to go directly to the source. I wanted to give him his chance to speak first as a respectful blogger. Like, I just thought that was the right way. A lot of people were thinking I was crazy. Some people were like, yo, Mikey T, J Hood is going to curve you. I was like, nah, he's not. I vouched for J Hood. But in all honesty, the way he tried to play me like that, but then took it a step further with what he suggested, it's like, come on, bro. That shit ain't even right, period, for you to be saying that to somebody. You know what I mean? It's not like I had somebody on my platform when I had Snipe Life on my platform. It's not like I was like, yo, you need to tell me every dirty secret about J Hood. I need to know about everything that he did wrong when he was at D Block. That's not the type of vibe that I'm on when I do an interview. If you go back and watch my interview with Snipe Life, you're going to hear him talking about D Block, what it really is, where it really came from. You're going to hear about him talking about where he's from, how he got to be a part of D Block and got associated with the Locks. This is how I do my shit, man. You know what I mean? Even though I've built up a great relationship with Snipe Life over the last few years since meeting him at Tony Moxberg's video shoot in the Bronx and Yonkers, actually. You know, we've kept a relationship. That dude is real as hell. You know what I mean? And I actually obviously knew about him before I actually met him because, you know, that's what I told him. I was like, yo, you had one of the best hip hop names, you know what I mean? Snipe Life and shit like that on the real. But let me see. Where was I at here, you guys? Like I was saying, man. Like I was saying, I know people. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot here. Nope, definitely past this. Here we go. Styles P brings up a good point about J Hood. Styles P brings up a good point about J Hood, you guys. J Hood, if you were on that let the locks go type of vibe, aka the free J Hood off of D Block, and it's like, okay, you got your wish. But like I said, the only difference is the locks were successful after Puff Daddy released them. J Hood, we all know D Block released you. We all know D Block released you. And some people might even know Jadakiss gave you his blessings. Jada actually gave Hood his blessings. But J Hood, and this is me not sugarcoating it, J Hood wasn't able to be successful. He lost his core following by turning the fans off. The same way Cassidy wasn't successful when he left Swiss Beats is the same reason J Hood wasn't successful. You guys, you are supposed to stick with your team. Eat with your team. When you get fed, you get fed. Grind it out, man. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. Where's Tales from the Hood? Well, guess what, J Hood? Guess what, J Hood? You left D Block, and Tales from the Hood was never released. Oh, let me guess. They hated on the Dr. Dre deal. Well, you left D Block. Why didn't you approach Dr. Dre? Dr. Dre, sign me. I left D Block. It's your boy, JHOO to the D. You see how that works, J Hood? But honestly, Dr. Dre is looking at you like you left D Block? You left D Block? Are you out of your freaking mind? 50 Cent's looking at this guy as he's taking a meeting with him. This guy, J Hood, stands up on a chair and tells 50 Cent, I'm going to Ja Rule Sheik Luch. 50 Cent is looking at you like you're going to Ja Rule Sheik Luch. Are you out of your freaking mind? I'm dead ass serious. I was going to ask you this in the interview. Question. Are you out of your mind? That's what I was going to ask you. Dead ass. Dead ass. You're going to diss dudes that made you lit? The dudes that brought you to Hot 97? Did you hear what Hassan Campbell said about you, J Hood? And I don't like bringing that dude up. But when he has a point, he has a valid point. Salute to the 914. Dragon is on Instagram spitting freestyles. This is Hassan's question to you. I know it's his question. And he's asking, Where's the music? Where's the music? Here's the thing, J Hood. Your album never came out. That's one. Your album was never released. Your album was never released. And honestly, even if it did, look at the history. First of all, look at Styles P. It took P forever to go gold, and that's no diss. You think you were going to do better numbers than Styles P? You think you were going to drop a more incredible album than Walk With Me? Are you serious, J Hood? Sheek Luch's album, Walk With Me, is one of Sheek Luch's best albums. You should be thrilled just for the fact that everyone knows you because of that album. So I'm happy that that album was released, because we could have missed out on that too. It's very underrated. So look on the bright side, Mr. J Hood. At least a classic piece of work got released. You could have said, I don't care if Tales from the Hood doesn't release. Let's drop Walk With Me. You could have been a team player. You could have said, I'll get my time. Let's be real. That's probably what the label wanted as well, because J Hood was not developed at that point. Where was J Hood's hotel? Look what happened when J Hood had that whole issue that he discussed with him in Math, where the Locks did not vouch for them, as he said, to get on the source. First of all, you're speculating about what the Locks did or didn't do. You were obviously brought up in the conversation. That's when they vouched for you. You were brought up in. I'll probably have to do a whole nother video about this one if we really start this shit off. Because be real, man, I'll do a whole series, man. J Hood wants to come and say some alarming ass weirdo shit like that to me. I got a whole life to live, bro. I've been doing this for 15 years while you've been stuck in the closet, never releasing any music that anybody actually heard in their life. I've been putting out blogs that have been on the internet every single week since 2009. You got dissed on World Star Hip Hop. Bathroom performance video. Backyard performance video. They started dissing you on World Star. Who remembers that when J Hood would release videos and then they put it in the parentheses, backyard video, laundry room video, bathroom video? Who remembers that? I know I do. People don't forget, J Hood. That's when your career went sour. World Star started disrespecting you when you were on the independent tip. That's why your career with E1 never went anywhere. Where was J Hood's singles? Of course, the labels were going to be like, I'm not sure if this is going to work. J Hood, I compare you to Papoose. And you're going to get a compliment from me here because I keep it real. Great spitters. Great spitters. I'm not saying that. I'm giving him his just due. Great spitters, but they don't have hits. Hood and Pap didn't have the breakthrough single. And, I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat things. I'm not going to act all holly jolly. I'm going to ask the tough questions. I'm not going to sit and act like we're best friends, because people want to know what gives them the sense to feel that way. Because we all know what everyone says. People say J Hood wouldn't be known if it wasn't for D Block. Let's be 100% real. Let me check out the poll. It looks like J Hood won the poll. The least success. Who has had the least success since leaving the label? Everybody vote in the poll right now. J Hood is leading it with 39%. I'm just letting y'all know that. Who's ever watching this on replay as well tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? J Hood lost that poll. J Hood lost that poll right there against the likes of The Game, Young Buck, Chingy. Everybody knows Chingy left disturbing the peace when he thought he was going to be too hot for the label. Let's be real. J Hood was feeling the same way. I went over it. J Hood kind of felt like he was going to be like Ja Rule and Cheek Luch. So then 2 years later, he probably would have felt like, yo. He probably would have felt like, yo. He honestly probably would have felt like, yo. Hold on a second. I'm going to do what The Game did. I'm going to do what The Game did to them. But honestly, salute to Shaheem Reid. Like I said, just collateral damage. Excuse me, guys. Just responding to Shaheem right now, letting him know that I've been reached out to him for an interview. Yes. Because that's what you got to do, man. You got to invite people on your platform. You know, if people want to have a discussion, come on the platform and do it. You know what I mean? Come on the platform and let's do it. Because I know there was somebody in my chat who was like, yo, Mikey T, you need to do an interview with Shaheem Reid. And I was like, you're damn right I do. Set it up. He said he set it up. I hit Shaheem Reid in his DM. Obviously, Shaheem Reid is reaching out to me right now. I kind of think that J Hood sending me this message is just going to ruin any type of chance of a relationship we would have ever got to have had. Now, if Shaheem Reid can overlook that, I will definitely have him on the channel. But like I said, J Hood could even tap in right now as well. I'm not scared to have anybody on my channel. And I'm not going to be scared to speak my mind when it comes to this shit, you guys. So that's why I decided to message him back right there on the air, you guys. So when we do have Shaheem Reid on the channel or anybody, I mean, y'all got to subscribe right now. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of my live videos. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, we're getting a lot of hits. I told Hood if he comes in here, I'll send the invite link up. You know what I mean? I'm not scared to have anybody on my channel. You know what I mean? Like, I was really trying to do the right thing as I explained to everybody. I was really trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? The fact that I had to mention Shaheem Reid as I mentioned The Game, as I mentioned Young Buck, as I mentioned Chingy, you know what I mean? If the fact that I had to do that, that's just something that, you know, I wrote down. You know what I mean? Honestly, man, I'm not trying to disrespect any of those guys. It's just something that people say in general. Let me see. I'll get back to that in a second. But all in all, let me get into this Dipset conversation. For anybody who missed this, the Dipset conversation. J Hood, this is the same way J.R. Writer felt when Uncasa was on that album. Sometimes J Hood, you've got to wait. Sometimes J Hood, you've got to wait. You've got to wait your turn. And now there's going to be some people that say that's BS, Mikey T. J.R. Writer should have been on it. Some people are going to say that's BS, Mikey T. J.R. Writer should have been on it. We can debate this shit all you want, guys. We can debate this shit all you want. But the truth of the matter is sometimes you just wait. J Hood, do you know anything about brand development? Do you know anything about brand development? Oh, yeah. Do you know anything about brand development? Do you know how hard it is to market someone like you? You guys are known, honestly, you guys are known for spitting bars, people like you and Papoose. You're hard to market. Let's be real. It worked for Cassidy. It worked for him because Cassidy had a secret weapon. Swiss Beats. He was the ear for the beats. You know who your ear was? It was D Black. It was D Block. You might not like what, you know what I mean? You might not like what D Block wants you to do, but you know what? D Block knows best. Do you think D Block liked it when Diddy made him do If You Think I'm Jiggy? No, but they followed Puff's wave. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Do you honestly think, honestly think Cassidy really wanted to make it the song if come to my hotel? Girl, you want to come to my hotel? Do you really think Cassidy wanted to make If You Want to Come to My Hotel? But come on, man. Cassidy without Swiss Beats. It's like Snoop Dogg without Dr. Dre. It's just not the same. It's just not the same, man. And when people want to make those comparisons, you know, J Hood versus Lloyd Banks, J Hood versus Cassidy, Lloyd Banks was actually dedicated. Lloyd Banks was actually dedicated and disciplined to the very end. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I was trying to pick up Shaheem's call. And yeah, man, that's what's up, man. This guy dude really seems Shaheem really seems like the type of dude who settles shit. That's what's up, Shaheem. That's what's up. But yeah, you know, I've always had a lot of respect for Shaheem. I don't think he really watched the video to see where I had said a couple things where, you know, I wouldn't diss him and shit like that. But I would like to have him on the channel. That's a conversation for another day, though. But Lloyd Banks was actually dedicated and disciplined till the very end. I just don't know if he's going to have any music playing in the background and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons, you know, like you got to take this shit kind of serious when sending out a StreamYard link. That's why I was honestly going to send him a StreamYard link and but if anybody's doing something right now where they're in the car or something like that, you know what I mean? Then it just won't work, just to be 100% real with you. But yeah, I'm definitely going to hopefully have him on the channel in the near future. Well, I'm not talking about the end to that regard. When I say Lloyd Banks was actually dedicated and disciplined to the very end, I mean Lloyd Banks was dedicated to G Unit until he just left the group for his Course of the Inevitable albums, both of those albums that just released. Let me just okay. Whoa. Whoa, okay, I see what's going on there. So Lloyd Banks actually was dedicated and disciplined. Spark up. Yeah, I know the shit's like. So Lloyd Banks leaving G Unit is different than Game. Game was successful even after G Unit. That's because he has true talent. They said Game can rap even without them. You know what I mean? But they didn't say that about you. How does it feel to see all your comrades be successful? I got bottles. I got bottles for your pity party. I'm going to buy you every bottle in the club. I'm going to buy you every single bottle in the club for your pity party. But yeah, man. Nah, man, that's just what I had to say on tonight's live. Honestly, that's just what I had to say on tonight's live, man, because inside of me, inside my body, I started having like this chemical reaction when I was watching Gully TV and J Hood. I kind of felt like a loser. Like, how could I stoop so low in my life to watch this shit? Gully TV had dissed me for interviewing D-list rappers, and here he is with J Hood. You know what I mean? Mind you, I'm the guy that, you know, Gully TV interviews Benny the Butcher. I interview Benny the Butcher. You can just look at it. Who had the better interview? I'm the guy that has actually interviewed Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? I'm the guy that actually goes out on the scene to actually do interviews. J Hood will tell you that. I traveled to and from New York on several occasions to interview this man. And people are like, oh, Mikey T, this and that about money. You know how much money I spent traveling up and down the tri state to put out all these interviews to build the name and get the recognition that I have right now? You know how disrespectful it is when someone doesn't respond to your message that you sent them like 8 months ago? You know what I mean? After they've had some of their friends actually personally suggest you for interviews and shit like that. But I don't come on here and diss people over that. You're not going to see me coming on here and dissing somebody for a petty ass reason. Hell, you're not even going to see me coming on here dissing somebody. I come on here and I talk the facts. I talk the opinions of how I've watched people's career. I talk the facts of what happened in their career. I talk the facts of what happens in the career. But yeah, no, if anybody wants to respectfully come into the live video, if anybody wants to respectfully come into the live video. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yep, this shit is my truth. You know what I mean? Okay. Damn, so looks like Shaheem actually wants to come on the channel. Let me send him the link. Let me send him the link. Okay, hold on. Oh, shit. All right, so it looks like Shaheem is going to come in and join us. Just want to make sure Honestly, you know, like just I want to make sure nothing happens that compromises the video, just to be real. Sometimes you got to plan out. I would really rather do a whole interview with Shaheem, just to be real with you guys, rather than just doing something. But Shaheem is a well-respected dude. You know what I mean? So I want to, you know what I mean, give him his flowers on the real. Yeah, Shy is definitely a goat, man. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely have Shy on in the future, man. I'm gonna have Shy on. I'm about to give him a call right now. Hopefully, he'll join me live tomorrow. We can have this conversation tomorrow on the real. I'm about to call him back right now. Hope you all enjoyed the podcast tonight. As I said, I just wanted to get my truth out there. But I didn't mean no disrespect to Shaheem. You know what I mean? Just like Nori didn't. Nori actually had him on the channel. Nori actually had Shaheem on the channel. You know what I mean? And, you know, after saying that shit about him being a flunky and he cleared it all up, and that shows you how much weight Shaheem's name holds. And I've always had a lot of respect for him as well. I just didn't honestly. I just created that portion of the content where I was saying Jay Hood should go and put together a whole group. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just hope everybody enjoyed the podcast tonight. I just want to speak my truth. If I can have Shaheem on tomorrow to clear it up, we could speak. I would definitely like to have him on the channel. I know him and Jay Hood are running around doing interviews and shit like that. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on, here he goes right here. Yo, Shaheem, what's up, G's?
Oh, what's the? Oh, first of all, that's the flunky's flowers right there. I put nails in this shit and hung it on my wall.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up, man.
But listen, real quick, right? First and
What's up, Shaheem?
foremost, first and foremost, until I went to message you, is the first time I seen that you had hit me back in 2021, right? First and foremost, I watched the show because I'm a fan of AR Ab and all them guys out of Philly, so I was aware who you were.
I
But
appreciate that, G's.
I didn't ignore you. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? For one, you know what I'm saying? And two, it is a business, right? So two, I look at content and streaming and monetization and all that a different way. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. So if it wasn't done in a respectful manner by hitting me up by an official manager to conduct regular business, you can't say you really reached out to me. It wasn't by email. It was by DM that I wasn't even following you. So that goes into a whole nother request that if you don't
Facts.
look, you don't see. So
Facts.
that's first, right? But with all due fairness, right? I don't think it's fair to throw me or Nori into anything after we went through what we went through because that wasn't just internet shit. You know what I'm saying? That could have went very bad because we all have past histories. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt that that was a little distasteful because of whatever you and another grown man had issues, right? Regardless if I work with him, that's like me saying, yo, forget your podcast, forget Mikey T, because you interview a rapper that I don't like or I have a disagreement with, right? That would be
Facts.
fair for me to call you out your name or refer to you as whatever someone else was. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, yo, respectfully, G. You know what I'm saying? I don't play. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no time to play, G. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the hell's going on with you and Hood. I ain't know what the hell went on with D Block and Hood. I was in prison. I wasn't D Block. I'm Wu Tang. You know what I'm saying? Me and Hood, yo, he's a talented brother. He's a dope MC for the love of hip hop. I work with the brother and we build our relationship. That's where it starts and that's where it's in. I have one social security number. I always had one DIN number when I was in prison. I can only speak for Shaheem. No other grown man on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Period. I'm the type of brother, if I'm with you and the situation happens, we going all out. But I'm not getting up out my bed to go handle other niggas' shit. Respectfully. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Now, what's up? We can build if you want to build because it seems like after this whole Math Hoffa interview, you have a bunch of people that's trying to, and not saying it's you, try to fabricate stories, make up stories to get headlines to get a few thousand views, right? Which get a couple of $100. It's not worth my freedom or anyone else's life for that matter for a few dollars, bro. So I'm just saying, if you don't have personal, like I just feel like that's why I don't do journalism, right? Because I hate for people to for a person to tell me like, yo, mind your business. How does it affect your life? If it doesn't affect your life and it's not your business, respectfully shut the fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? That's not towards you or anybody, but that's how I look at it. That's why I'm not a YouTuber. I have the rugged road to recovery, but it's a retreat. It's about wellness. I've been through too much in my life, bro. I lost my mother to an OD. I lost family. I've been to prison. I didn't kill somebody. I've been through ups and downs and everything. I don't have time for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there, you see me in my robe, I'm chilling in my crib. I'm watching your show because I watch it. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, me? What the fuck I got to do with it?
I, yo, just let me say, man, that's how it actually started. With somebody being like mentioning you in the chat, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I would feel blessed to have Shaheem come on the show. Are you kidding me? But you're doing an album now with J Hood. You guys have released material, and you're sitting there right beside J Hood on the Math Hoffa show. How does it feel to you? You know what I mean? Seeing Styles P respond to that. I'm not sure if
Well,
you've been asked that question yet.
again, I have nothing to do with it. I have a relationship with Styles and Kiss and Sheik as well as Hood when everything was all good. So if things go bad between brothers, or people that was cool that I met together, what I'm supposed to stop? I'm not catty. I don't pick sides, man. The truth is the truth, and whatever's the truth, they know it. I don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of things from that interview, I was a spectator just like everybody else in the chair. You know what I'm saying? Watching Hood tell his truth, how he believes is his truth. You know what I'm saying? Only people to know the truth is them and the universe.
Yeah, I feel you on
You
that,
know what I'm
man.
saying? Respectfully, I don't know. Like, I don't know, bro. I ain't get none of the money. I ain't do none of that. Like, I don't have listen. And so if you do music with somebody, right? What does that have to do with anything? So that means, yo, it's I don't know. It's whatever, bro. Let's talk about some positive. I just wanted you to know that I just felt that was unfair to me. You know what I'm saying? And then to do it in a manner of throwing a other dude situation, what was like like a bad taste. Because let's be for real, I ain't never been a flunky. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been a Wu
Facts.
Tang flunky or no flunky. You know what I'm saying? When you seen Shaheem with Wu Tang Clan, they said my little brother. It never was my roadie or dude we help. You know what I'm saying? Put on. That ain't never happened. Shaheem had a record deal in 1992 on Virgin Records before Wu Tang Clan came out. So if people know history, then they wouldn't even say no stupid shit like that because they would know. And them is my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And we from SI, and that's what it is. I don't look, man. That's just really it, G. You know what I'm saying? That's just
Well,
really it. Respectfully.
well, Shop, for those who don't know, could you go into that a little bit? I mean, I'm glad to have you here on the channel. It's always been one of my bucket lists to get you on the channel, to be honest with you, with the voice that you have for the community, man. Could you explain how the two of you you merged with Wu-Tang, how you got down with the group for everybody that doesn't know?
See, there you go, right? A group. You turn it into a group. I'm Wu Tang without music. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Staten Island, I'm from Staples and Projects. That is Wu Tang. You feel what I'm saying? Staten Island, we are Wu Tang, not just the
Facts.
rappers, not just the rappers. You know what I'm saying? So my personal wizard is a mentor. Ninth Prince is me and Ninth Prince was in second grade together before there was even a such thing as records and things. So that's family. Whether I rap, whether I do whatever, that's something else, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is not, it's not an industry thing with us.
So, that's kind of crazy how you popped into the live tonight. I kind of want to ask you, after everything happened with Nor, or first and foremost, man, let me apologize for repeating what Nori said and then apologize for himself or changed himself.
Bro, you should
Um,
apologize to Nori too, because you know what
well,
I'm
Nori,
saying?
yeah, Nori's the big bro, and so to repeat his words like that, his words that he would later change, I do apologize. This is the culture that we all love, and I would not want your position in this game, your impact on this game, to be misconstrued. So, that's why I do apologize. Not really knowing that you were a watcher of the show. I got to say, it's great that you tuned in to clear it up tonight. I'm glad we could clear it up tonight rather than sitting on it for a whole nother 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really into that, man. And again, like, nobody's exempt from mistakes, so I don't hold nothing against you, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I say I forgive you, I forgive you. It's water under the bridge, right? But it's just, we just gotta be careful, man, what we say sometimes, because it could be hurtful to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I get it. If you stand, if it's war going on, right? And it's a war, but I get that everybody gets shot in the war, right? But this is hip hop and this is industry. If you're gonna do that, then you gotta do that to every rapper that goes to parties and take pictures and do all this shit on the red carpet with other rappers that don't like other rap. Like, this shit, this thing that got catty. This shit turned into not what I grew up hip hop being. It's just like anybody with a camera get to say a voice and get to say something, and the world takes it as law, like it's true. Show your evidence. If you saying somebody is something, if you saying a person is this, is that, show your evidence, not just your words. So, you know what I'm saying? If I'm a flunky, show and prove that I'm a flunky. You know what I'm saying? If I'm anything, show and prove. Bring your evidence. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell you respectfully, my one question I ask everybody when it has something to do with me: how does it affect your life? If you tell me it doesn't affect your life, right, then my next question is, mind your business. Simple.
Thanks, man. So where I was going with that, like when everything popped off with Nori making that statement, and was it really the internet, all the internet reaction that pushed them to reaching out to you to come on Drink Champs? Could you explain that to me, how it worked?
Um, well, um, it happened just like it happened with us.
Yeah, that's how kind of I was kind of thinking, which made me
I
think
don't
about that.
listen, G. Listen, look. If I'm wrong, I'm the first to be like, "Yo, my bad. I was wrong." But I was minding my business then. I'm fresh out of prison. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my real life together. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even interested in the music industry, period. Anybody that knows me, you know what I'm saying? They know I do my social work, I do my recovery retreats, and that's what I'm really on. That's my focus. Every day I wake up, that's what I do. I keep people out of prison. I keep people off of drugs. I talk to them. I'm a counselor. I'm a recovery coach, bro. Like, this is for real. You know what I mean? Because when I got in them prison and I seen kids 16 and 17 years old under the conditions that they under, you think it's bad out here? Go behind them walls where people were getting killed at and stomped and beat up and you know what I'm saying? If you see what's happening out here, this is the macro or the micro. So that's just it, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was one of those things, and honestly, when me and Nori was able to sit down and talk and look each other in his eyes, and we had our conversation that wasn't for the internet, and I believed him and I respect him and I forgive him. It's over. So now it's just like, damn, like, I just felt like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like a soft spot for everybody, because it could have got bad. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes if you don't attack it head on, right, you leave room and space for all the people that try to benefit, right, of two people, right? And it's a separation that happens. You got one person here, one person here, and everybody in the middle trying to benefit, right? Feeding this person, right? But soon as those two people come together and they have a conversation, you will hear some of the illest things, because people's a two-faced. People play both sides, bro. So the same people that be in your ear saying, yo, this person, they trust me, they in the other person's ear telling them the same thing for their benefit. So that's why it's important, if you feel disrespected or you have a misunderstanding with somebody, you attack it then. You don't wait, you don't let things, you know what I'm saying, build up. You start telling yourself things, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you're taking it personal. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was just like, you know what? Let me reach out to him. Let me get his phone number. You know, it's a small world. It don't take much. Listen, I've been in the business for a very long time. I watched a lot of dudes become famous when they was nobodies. So understand that when you're dealing with Shaheem, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around a very long time, and I got a love for a lot of the people, and they got it for me too. So, you know, I just said, you know what? Let me be a man and reach out to this brother and just tell him like, yo, you know what I mean? Just try to see it from my perspective. That's all. And you was a man about it, and you seen where, you know, where you was wrong, and you apologize. So we can get off that subject. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, I see some people in the chat saying some of your new supporters are here.
Oh, I can't even see the chat. How can I see that?
There should be a thing where you could click over to public. There's one that says private, I believe, and then comments on the other side.
Oh, nah, I'm on my phone, so
Oh,
maybe something more. No, oh,
oh,
comments.
you're on your phone? I'm on a
Okay, yeah,
computer.
yeah, I can see some people. Okay, peace. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, Jake?
So, yo, Shaheem, what are you working on right now, man? Tell me, what is the, what's on your mind? What's on your plate right now as far as projects?
Oh, I told you the Rugged Road of Recovery retreats. I do these retreats right now. It's public, it's private. I plan on going public this year. It's a wellness retreat. You know what I'm saying? Mind, body, and a holistic lifestyle. And man, it's fun. You know what I'm saying? That's my baby. That's what I really do. You know, hip hop is like being a ball player. I will forever go. If I see a ball, I'm gonna always pick it up and take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Am I trying to run around and get on playlists and I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I love hip hop. I love the music, and I'm always down to drop a verse or do some music. But you know what I mean? I gave this business more than half of my life. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at things for real, right, and you look at your wall of accomplishment, I'll be like, man, I did hip hop with not even the best rap group of the world. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm down with the biggest rap group in the world. I did movies, television. You know, it's just like, yo, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Now is I want to make somebody else a star. You know what I'm saying? I want to fill the void for the young talent that's out there and manage them and produce them and be that guidance that sometimes I wish I had more of. Um, Jermaine Dupri's, Michael Bivin, the Chris Stokes. They was the ones that was really focusing on child acts and you know what I mean. But once that, everybody forgot about the children. So I think that's the route I'm in. You know what I'm saying? But I will always shoot around on the mic. I will always record. But yeah.
Speaking of that, man, I don't want to put you on the spot, but could you give me a top five right now, Sha?
Oh man, I would have to give you a top five, probably a top 20 of every era. Because listen, man, I've been into hip hop since the 80s. I got groups that's my favorite from the 80s, and I can't even get five of them. I got more than that than five. That's hard for the 80s. Then I got my 90s, then I got early 2000s and late 2000s to now. So it would be unfair to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I would rather say, what's the top five genres? You know what I'm saying? Like, why we got to separate hip hop? Why we got to split each other up and go against each other? Let's go against another genre. Put hip hop against rock. Put hip hop against R&B. Why can't we be a collective? Why got to be the best top five rappers? Why can't it be the rap hip hop world as a collective against another genre?
So who would those top five guys who would those top five guys be from the hip hop genre to go up against the top five from a rock genre, you know what I mean, or any other type of genre, country, you know what I mean? We've seen Nelly work with
Yeah,
country artists
yeah.
and all
Well,
different types of shit.
well, respectfully, there's 1,000 killer bees, so I got to get through the bees first before I get to anybody. So of course it would be Wu Tang Clan, and that's nine right there.
So I want to ask you, man, what was your favorite song that you released, and something that you really enjoyed doing?
Uh, I enjoy all of it, man, because all my music always came from what I seen in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And then later on to what I experienced in my life. So everything is dear to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really the type of MC. Very, very seldomly will you hear a Shaheem song that really doesn't have depth and concept and meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't really just throw around frivolous bars and break your arm and do this. It's like, all right, man, enough of that, man. Like I ain't trying to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Dudes is grandfathers now. You know what I'm saying?
You said that you had caught my channel based on AR Rab. Could you tell me if you do have a connection to AR Rab, or just maybe if
No,
you're a
no,
fan of his
I
work?
don't know them personally. I didn't get the opportunity to meet them personally. But I had came across the tape who's harder than me when I was in prison, and I listened to them and I enjoyed it, and then I got out, and then unfortunately they went in, so I never really got to meet them or just tell them. But yo, huge fan, great talent, man, great talent, man. Word.
Yeah, that's
Sad,
what's up,
sad,
man.
sad, sad situations. You know what I'm saying? But with the society, it's stacked up against us. Not saying nobody, it's stacked up against us. It's nets that's set out for us. You know what I'm saying? I wish the brother, you know what I'm saying? I just wish him the best, man. I hope his spirits is up, and he's in them books, man, fighting for his freedom to get back. That's what's important.
That's what's up, man. I really appreciate you sending some words. I appreciate you sending some words to AR Rab like that. Is there anything you could say about appeals in the feds? Is there anything you could talk about with that?
Nah, I've never been in the feds myself, so I can't tell you about it. And I have a bunch of people in the feds, but I don't know. I don't like to speak on things that I don't have firsthand knowledge of. You know what I'm saying? I never had to do an appeal. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much every time I got in trouble, I copped out because I was guilty, and I just took my punishment and did my time. That's it.
So if I'm gonna ask you Tupac or Biggie, how are you gonna respond to that? What's gonna be your answer?
Well, see, again, is you have to say for what, right? Tupac was a different type of artist than Big than me. To me, we listen to artists for different things, right? For different moods. Um, Tupac's music was revolutionary to me. You know, it made me, you know what I'm saying? It made me want to learn. It made me want to learn about who I am. It made me want to do research about, you know what I mean? By following him, you know what I'm saying? And seeing his background and what he came from and what his family stood for and all that started to make me more look into where I come from and where my peoples and the struggles that we have as a people, right? So he did that for me. You know what I'm saying? He bring a lot of consciousness and awareness to me. Um, Big was dope MC. You know what I'm saying? Bar for bar, dope concepts. You know what I'm saying? Feel good music. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Both I would pick both of them for different reasons.
That's what's up, man. Unfortunately, French Montana had a video shoot and it got shot up in Miami. Um, you know, how do you feel about violence overall in hip hop nowadays, man?
Again, violence is in the world, man. It's not a hip hop thing. Violence is all over the world, man. It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? I wish the best for everybody in that situation. Again, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't really want to speak on things that I don't know. But it's unfortunate. We all human beings. At the end of the day, we got family, we got loved ones. I don't wish that on anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? But every action has a reaction. So I don't know why, what, but somebody had a reason, and that's it. You gotta ask them people that's involved.
Yeah, man. Shab, man, honestly, I would like the opportunity to, put together an actual interview. I know you're
Yeah.
doing a lot right now, geez. Like I said, I never felt no way about you not hitting me back. It's nothing I would ever jump on the internet and start talking shit about. You know, I got
Yeah,
way too much respect for this culture to put some
yeah,
shit out there like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. So man, I mean, I was listening to a little bit about your joint, right? And you were saying that you and J Hood was friends at one time, right? So my question would be, right? So there had to be some type of love there, right? At one point, right? How does that get thrown away from disagreements to where you like even on both ends, right? For I don't know, because that's y'all, right? And I'm not even trying. I'm just trying. It's just a question that I have. Like, how do you love somebody, and if you generally love them, even if they make whatever that you don't agree with, it's like where the love go? Like, shouldn't the love be enough to be like, yo, you know what? At the end of the day, you
X.
know what I'm saying? We had more good. I'm sure y'all had more good times than bad times, as you were saying that y'all was hanging out, meeting at spots and all that. So how does the bad, you know what I'm saying? Out,
Well, you know, the situation had happened on Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion.
Yeah.
So I had reached out to J Hood. We had or he actually reached out to me. He
Okay.
actually reached out to me because afterwards I put up my interview with Snipe Life. So he reached out to me asking if it was a new interview. Asking if it was a new interview. I'm like, yo, Hood, first of all, have you seen the interview? He actually big ups you in the interview. He says that he gave you a G call and basically let you know that he was wrong. He gave you that call.
Oh.
And Jay Hood didn't even really watch the interview to be calling me sort of the same way that Styles P is calling Math Hoffa's interview whack.
So
You know,
so when he called you, was he calling you as a journalist or as a friend? Because you said you had a friendship.
he was calling me like, "Yo, what happened with that shit, man? Why would you put the interview up with Snipe Life?" I'm like, "Yo." Then I was like, "First of all, did you see the interview? Actually, what he said to you? Being that you and I have a relationship from the past, I'm never going to any of these guys in my interview looking to disparage Jay Hood. That is what I call loyalty. I I'm showing him loyalty by
Yeah.
never just going out and getting a story that people are disparaging him. You know what I mean? I was showing him, and I felt a false sense of camaraderie with him.
Yeah.
You know what I
I,
mean?
it was just a question I asked because a lot of times that happens, right? Best friends become strangers and people you have love for. So sometimes in my mind, I'd be like, yo, if you really love somebody and a disagreement happens, do you stop loving them or did you never really, really love them? But this business is like that, bro. It ain't no real, listen, the minute you don't have a platform or whatever, someone's bigger than you, trust me, news will walk by you that you help put on, bro. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? To act like you don't exist. So, you know, those that are family, you know what I'm saying? Keep it
Talk your
family.
shit,
Those that
Shad.
are
Just give me
friends.
1 second, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, you're still on live. Talk your shit, bro. I just need one.
Yeah, but what's up to everybody in the chat, man? Sorry for the improv thing, but I just had to see what's up because I didn't really enjoy that. But you know what I mean? I'm glad we're here now, man. I get to say what's up. Make sure y'all follow my YouTube channel, Isometric Concepts, right here. Subscribe. Um Also iso360.org is my website, man. Check that out. And Get Back is out right now, man. J Hood and Shaheem the single, man. Check it out. Word. So I don't know. It's kind of like just I don't know. I don't see nobody, but it's kind of just like I'll just sit here and wait for dude to come back so we can end this up real quick, man. But
My
okay, there you
bad.
go.
Put you on co-host duty, my guy.
Nah, it's all good, G. You know what I mean? But
But yo, from there, like honestly, he told me, I was like, yo, it would be dope to have you on the platform to do an interview
mm,
because before I want to have Snipe Life speaking on your situation with D Block or another rapper coming on my channel and speaking on your situation with D Block or before I personally, because people were inviting me to come on their channel to speak on J Hood and the whole 60 grand. I was like, before I want to do any of that, I have a relationship with you. So I owe it to my viewers to bring you on the channel. And
Yeah.
he said, yo, I'm going to do an interview with you. Shah, I shit you not. I took 2-3 hours putting together one of the best pieces of written interview ever. And then I hit him up, yo, he just get the questions together. Hit me up when you're ready. So I hit him back, numbers out of service. Then I had another number for J Hood. Hit him up. He lets it ring 5 times, hangs it up. And then I text him, yo, da 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 da. Is this still J Hood? He hits me back. KYS.
So your feelings was hurt. I respectfully, it would be feelings was hurt. I get it. I get it.
I mean, when somebody tells you KYS, it's more than your feelings being hurt. If I KYS, I have no more feelings.
Yeah.
Like, who says that shit to somebody? I literally drove up to the Bronx 3-4 times to come interview dude when he was working with E1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said,
But I'm not trying to really,
I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And so again, I don't like to have conversations about things that I don't know firsthand and I wasn't there. So I really don't want to entertain that portion of it. But I was gonna ask you this, right? So a lot of times with these channels, right, and these YouTubers, right, why I personally, right, I don't do a lot of them, right? Because very only selected few, right, even be willing to do real business. Because right now we doing this little thing. You're monetizing. You get 100,000 views or this. You ain't sending Shaheem a check. Let's
Shaheem,
be for real. I'm just saying it ain't about that. But I'm just saying. So me, how I handle my business, because right now I could do an interview with somebody and it's 100,000, right? And 5 years from now it's 10 million. But they won't cut you not a penny, even if you was in prison. It happened to me.
no, I feel you.
So I'm saying that we're going, let's you know what I'm saying? So I just think brothers should know their business that they're in. And when you know it's a business, and if you're dealing with it as a business, maybe your approach should be business. Yo, listen, let's work out a deal. Get you on it. That's appealing because it's like, okay, now is the reason to come
Facts.
talk. But
Like,
you
let's
know what
do
I'm
a
saying?
podcast. Let's
Let's
get
do
money
business.
together.
Yeah, let's do business because if it's not business, I personally ain't gonna pull up because I'm not into nothing but business. I got my family. You know what I'm saying? The friends I had them for years already. So I'm not looking for none of that. If it's an opportunity that we both can help each other grow, whether it's hood, whether it's, anybody, anybody, I'm willing to collaborate and build. But you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Wow.
you're right. And a lot of artists are taking it that way nowadays, because the artists are like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of artists are like, yo, I can just start my own YouTube channel. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about more people than just J Hood and Uncasa.
Yeah.
You got people like King Yella starting it. And a lot of these guys are getting the opportunity to be successful. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I was right alongside Gilly the Kid as he created $1 million worth of game. And I told Gilly, and I was like, yo, Gil, the thing is, you got to keep the authenticity by still doing the interviews with the people that you came up with. And that's one of the things that I told Gilly right before he went on to that multi-platinum success of $1 million worth of game, because we had done interviews together as well. Many interviews. You know
You
what I
know what
mean?
it is? There's a difference between a journalist and somebody that just talk shit that think they know it and ain't been in the business, ain't make a record, ain't do a record, ain't got so much shit to say. That's like people who sports, right? Ain't never even shot a basketball. You get them to shoot a basketball and they can't fucking make a bucket, but want to talk shit about LeBron. That don't make no sense. You want to critique somebody that and you can't do it better. So my thing is, if a person ain't gonna whip my ass and tell me shut the fuck up, if a person ain't gonna out rap me, if they're not gonna do nothing, I feel like, yo, do it from a journalist perspective and deal with the facts. You know what I'm saying? Not how you feel personally. You know what I'm saying? There's two ways to go to trial, right? You can go to trial by judge or you can go trial by jury. The thing about going to trial by jury don't know, they don't know the law. So they only going by whoever got the better story and if how you feel about it. The judge has to go by the law. You know what I'm saying? And can they prove that you did anything wrong? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Me, I like to deal with the facts. I want the evidence. You know what I'm saying? If I have a list of something, I'm like, oh, this nigga, this person's this way, that way, that way, that way, that way, and I write it down and I look at it. It's not me saying it like that. It's their characteristics and things that led up that proves that they like that. So I don't have to argument. I do everything PowerPoint presentation. So it ain't nothing to argue about. You feel me?
So you're more in favor of the trial with the judge than the jury.
I ain't with none of that. I don't want to be no trial, but I'm just saying as
Facts.
metaphorically, you know what I'm saying? It's just that I like to deal with facts and truth and evidence of that facts and truth, not how I heard about it, not how I feel about it, because I don't have no legs to stand on. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times with this stuff, people repeat things and they say things that they don't have legs to stand on. And then when you bring it to their attention, and then it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, G, yo, where's your evidence? That's it. You know what I mean? But yo, man, yo, I hope you and Hood work it out, man, because it sounded like you was passionate, like you know what I mean, like y'all was buddies, man. And life is short, bro. So don't let disagreements ruin something that you know that once was something. That's it, and that would just be my advice. You know what I'm saying? If you ever had any love, and this goes for Hood too, for you too, man. Y'all work that shit out, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't worth it, man.
I
Because guess
appreciate your
what's gonna
words,
happen
Sean.
after everybody leaves this world? YouTube will still be here. Somebody else will be taking your job, bro.
Yo, Sha, man, I appreciate you joining me. Like I said, I hope I can have you on for a long format interview.
Yeah.
Before you go, man, could I get that one old dirty bastard story? Just can I get one old dirty bastard story?
Oh man, you know what? Honestly, bro, like where I'm at in life, man, I just like to remember Dirt for how he was, and just all my friends, you know, Big L, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Freaky Todd, just everybody, man, all the fallen soldiers for hip hop, because we all at the end of the day, we a hip hop family. Um, and I just like to let people live on, man. Now today, man, you know, I just think sometimes we keep them around, and we gotta let people fly, man. So I would say this, um, my illest old dirt, one of the illest old dirty stories when he we all seen it. He went on the stage and he paid that money for that suit and said, Puffy's good, but Wu Tang's for the babies. You know what I'm saying? And that's who he was. So every time I see that, it makes me smile because he was always himself, man. You know, word up.
Man, that was like the real shit of it. He's like, yo, I spent my money on this suit. If it wasn't for hip hop, I more than likely would have never had this suit. The point is, I bought this suit. I should be, you know what I mean? Like, oh, dirty
Yeah.
bastard, man.
A
Y'all are the
genuine person, man. Anybody who ever met him know that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my fellow Scorpio, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, good times, good times.
man. I more than appreciate you for tapping in, man, and actually, putting a button on this thing to be real with you, Sha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it had to be this way, but the universe makes things happen for a reason. We connected. You have my number. So in the event, I'm not telling you, yo, you got a story, run your story. I don't take it personal, you know what I'm saying? But just have some facts. That's it. Show some. Don't just you know what I'm saying? Word.
Facts, G's. Yo, I appreciate you
Yo, have a
tapping in.
great night, man. To everybody in the chat room, thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry, I'm in my robe and hoodie, like you know what I'm saying.
Yo,
It's
can you give
late.
a drop for your social media? Any type of plugs you want?
Oh yeah, my website is iso360.org. Wait, I think I could do this in the chat, right? I can put it in the chat. Yeah, I think so. ISO360. Let me do this.org. That's my website. Boom. And my IG is Shaheem underscore rugged. That's my Instagram. Instagram. And isometric concepts, what I'm on right now. That's my YouTube.
Oh, damn. I think we just lost Sha because he was trying to type something in. All right, here you go.
Yeah, I go. I fixed it.
Yeah, I think we lost you because you was trying to tap something in.
Yeah, yeah.
I got your Instagram here. Let me see if the website's right there. Oh,
ISO 3
ISO300.org.
ISO360.org. It should be 360.
Yep.
ISO 360 and Isometric Concepts is my YouTube channel. I'm building it up for the rugged road to recovery. Check it out, man. We got Travis McCoy on there, Drink Champs Noriega and EFN. Just man, 2023, man, is the year of power and the year of God, and it's the year of the truth, man. So let's just speak wellness into the world, man. We need it.
Yo, Shaheem, can you just tell everybody why they're going to be logging onto this website, what they can utilize this website for? I'm just pinned it up right.
Well, you can stream Shaheem music, and download exclusive unreleased music from me. So if you want to hear things that I'm working on, like I said, I shoot around in the gym a lot. So I usually just upload the songs on the website for the subscribers so they can subscribe. Yep, there we go. They can two ways to listen to my catalog. Um,
It's
it's
pinned
by
up right now.
yeah, it's by streaming and by download. Yeah, everything, my emails, Instagram, everything's right there from the website. Tap in, and yeah, it's all love, baby.
That's right. Y'all can download the music here. Apparently, y'all can get a Cameo request video. Shaheem's on Cameo. But yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you, G. I appreciate that, man. Sorry we had to formally meet under these terms, right? But I'm that type of guy. I just I don't like to harbor things. I don't like to be feeling some way and then, you know what I'm saying? And then tomorrow happens and then it's like, oh, you forget about it. And then months later I run into you. I'm like, oh shit. And now it's, you know what I mean? So
Facts. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I mean, you come in, you got the whole professional setup. So I really respect that as well. Some people might be coming in playing their new music. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Getting me flagged. But you really came in on a really dope level, respectful level. So I really more than appreciate that.
Now it's all good, man. It's all good, man. It's love, man.
I'm going to stay on here. I'm going to promote your joint, the
Thank you, man.
ISO360.org for a second. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Just so everybody can pop over there and get in tune with what you're doing. I'm going to throw your IG up as well, man. But I appreciate you coming
Yeah,
and blessing the
yeah.
channel.
Let's do that. Let's do a formal one. You know what I'm saying? I'll get myself together, something. Look, put a nice tie on or something. You know what I mean? And yeah, let's do it, man. Yeah, man. Reach out to hood, man. Y'all should fix that, man. You sound like y'all had a great relationship, bro.
Damn, I appreciate that, man. I really do.
All right, all right, man. Y'all
Thank you.
have a good night, everybody, man. Big blessings, love, peace, and happiness to everybody, man. Peace.
Peace, bro. Damn. I should have asked him for a drop real quick, but you know what? He just said he'll come back for the feature interview so I can really put everything together, you know what I mean, and get a formal interview down. I tried to get as many questions as I could tonight, you know what I mean? Much respect to the legend for actually answering 4 or 5 questions on here, coming in, giving me his thoughts on the whole J Hood perspective, which I appreciate as well, because in all honesty, this shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? I was trying to come at this from the most respectful manner that I could, you know what I mean? Because I got only respect for what I do, you know what I mean? Putting together these interviews for artists, man. Putting together, music for or exclusives for these artists. So everybody hit that link. Everybody hit that link right there and actually follow Shaheem's website. I'm about to post up his Instagram as well. Let me see if I can. No, I'm about to go into the website. All right, cool. We got it. I got his IG right here. Everybody can shoot Shaheem a follow, shoot Shah a follow on Instagram. But more importantly than that, check out his website if you haven't been on it, because that's where y'all need to go tap in, hear the music. You know what I'm saying? Follow his Instagram right here. I just want to stay on for a second so y'all can actually go and check out that material. Hold on, I got. Yep. Oh, okay. Damn. All right. Yep, Shy was in the private chat. He was in the private chat, sent it there. But everybody should just be able to go click on either of the links that I just posted. As I said, I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. Just to make sure everybody in here, you know what I mean, actually hits those links. Go check out that material, you know what I mean? Log on, follow Shaheem, guys. I'm actually smoking on some GMO. GMO, what does that shit stand for again? What does it stand for again, you guys? I forgot. I got it purely based on the THC level, 31%, 29% THC. The shit's gas. I got this other weed. It's a sativa. You know what I mean? I got it for during the day. I like to smoke sativa during the day. You know what I'm saying? It actually gets me up. You know what I mean? It actually gets me up. You know what I mean? Sativa is the weed that gets you up, wanting to talk, wanting to work. This GMO, I think it's more of an indica. Everybody watching, follow me on the gram as well. Mikey T _ the movie stars. Mikey T _ the movie star. Whoever follows me on the gram, I will follow you guys back. Just hit me up on there. Yo, Mikey T, I was watching the video. Comment a couple of my video pictures or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hit me on the DM and I'll follow you back. I do appreciate all the support. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my live videos. I go live all the time. Oh, yeah, Naj. Appreciate you, Naj. Yeah, garlic cookies. Yeah, garlic cookies. Not Burner's cookies. Burner, where you at, Burner? Actually, I've been getting hit up by a couple weed companies. People wanting me to smoke gas on the air and shit like that. But yeah, Shy has a point. You know what I mean? He has a point because when you're going to the artist, you might want to have more definition behind what you want to do with them. It's like inviting somebody on your show this day and age. It's not like it was back in the day, back in the early, you know what I mean, 2010s. You know what I mean? It wasn't the same way back then. You know what I mean? Nowadays, the artists want to jump on it. Nowadays, the artists want to be a part of it. Nowadays, the artists want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And why shouldn't they be a part of it? I totally understand that. I wrote up, you know what I mean? I took the time out of my life to write up 20, 30, maybe even 50 questions that I then whittled down. You know what I mean? But why whittle them down? Why not just create a partnership? And I'm giving free game here right now, you guys. I'm giving free game right now. But you know what, man? Shop put up a good point right there. I just want to acknowledge it. I should get my own strain in due time. You know, I'm actually in Connecticut. I'm actually in CT, you guys. So CT, Rhode Island, these states are kind of behind Massachusetts and New York. They're a little bit behind it. You know what I mean? There's no recreational dispensaries in Connecticut at this point. Honestly, man, what I was thinking about doing was opening a dispensary. That's the way to become a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? These dispensaries are literally racking in hundreds of thousands of dollars in gross per day. You know what I mean? So that's where it is, actually creating a marijuana business of your own. I know a couple people who are, you know, facilitating the business. Again, they're from the West Coast though, so there's really not much I could do. You know what I mean? There's really not much I can do until everything is good on a federal level. But at that point, the game is just going to be so saturated. It's going to be so oversaturated. you know that it's not even going to matter. The time is right now to get involved, you guys. Yeah, CT, you got to get the bud with a card. And you know what I mean? But Massachusetts, which is literally the state right through Rhode Island, you know what I mean? And Rhode Island is literally only like a 45-minute trip to get through the state. You know, everybody in here, click the link in my bio right now. Go tap into Shaheem's website. If you're wondering what's pinned up in the chat, log on to Shaheem's website, ISO360.org, you guys. ISO360.org, and also follow Shaheem on Instagram. If you're watching this, I mean, you can just rewind the clip. He jumped on the show for about 30 minutes. We had a dope conversation. I didn't want to keep him too late, you know what I mean? But you know, he came through and showed love and answered he had some dope things to say about Tupac and Big, and even brought up the old dirty bastard story of when he ran up and said Wu-Tang is for the kids. So, you know what I mean? It was some nostalgia right there, but also he spoke on the new stuff he's doing. You know what I mean? Also, he spoke about a lot of the transitions that he's made, and you know, and what he's trying to do to help. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of respect for his message, and and I want y'all to go check out his website. That's the most important thing right now. Everybody, everybody checks out. You know what I mean? Everybody checks out the Instagram. Instagram is a given. Hit the link that I got pinned up right now. Show some support to the website. Go stream some of the music. I go see. Oh, and CT, it's what kind of shit you be getting in CT though, bro? Do they got the because in Rhode Island. Rhode Island has like 5 dispensaries open from what I read, that are recreational at this point. Connecticut, I don't know any rec dispensaries, but in Mass, they've actually got all of Burner's strains of weed, you guys. I'm sorry I'm going off on the weed tip right now. But they got all Burner strains of weed from like the Mexican flan, Georgia pie, what's that one called? They got all types of shit. What's that one called right there? Cereal milk, which is honestly the best one. They got the Gary Payton. They got this lychee type of bud that smells amazing. They got the lemon pepper, any type of cookies weed that you guys could imagine. They got like 10, 15 strains of it. The pink cookies, they got Rick Ross's all rosés weeds in there, the Collins Ave, you know what I mean? Gorilla. Oh, GG. Yeah. Anyways, GG4. I'm more of a runs guy, but I definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. I want everybody follow me on social media, Mikey T _ the movie star. Make sure you guys follow Shaheem, but also check out his website. It's right up there, posted. It's pinned up. Let me take a look at the poll. I'm about to end that right now out of respect for everybody that voted. I definitely appreciate you. Cookie Pebbles. What was that one called? The Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles, right? Fruity Pebbles was all right. Fruity Pebbles was all right. I liked Gorilla Glue more than the Fruity Pebbles because those were actually out at the same time. Just to be real. Cookies is cool. You mean the brand? Yeah, the Fruity Pebbles was cool. I guess you're smoking the Fruity Pebbles mixed with the cookies. But yeah, man. But yeah, so that'll do it for the live tonight, man. I definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I'm going to be back on live tomorrow night, same time tomorrow night, y'all. So make sure you hit the link and make sure you actually subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when I go live, because we're going to be talking about some more crazy shit tomorrow night. You know what I mean? We always cover everything on this channel, y'all. I'm the host, Mikey T, the movie star, and I'll see you on the next episode.